Does anybody remember Oliver Francis? I mean, if you clicked on this video, you probably do, but Oliver is a rapper who had a generational run in the cloud rap scene during the mid-2010s. At one point being one of SoundCloud's bigger faces, Oliver influenced an entire generation of music. Yet, with SoundCloud and underground music rapidly changing, where is an artist like Oliver today? How has he adapted to an evolving music landscape, and what can we learn about the story of Oliver Francis? Oliver Francis was born Alexander Francis Kelly on June 12, 1992, in Columbia, Missouri. Growing up in the small town of Ashland with his parents and older sister, Oliver's interest in music began at a very young age. As his father played guitar and performed worship music at their church, Oliver would begin playing drums at that same church as a child. His family was quite wealthy, as his parents were successful small business owners. However, during the Great Recession of 2008, it would push his family into financial ruin, even leading to his parents' divorce. Though this period brought hardship in his life, these events ultimately made him a better person. In a 2019 interview with Underground Underdogs, Oliver would state, "I think I would be a jerk if I stayed so wealthy through my teenage years and adolescence." In his teenage years, Oliver would continue his love for music, specifically with 2000s rock bands. Green Day, Under Oath, among others, would be some of Oliver's biggest inspirations into his own musical endeavors. Learning to play guitar, Oliver would attempt to form numerous punk bands throughout high school. Eventually, these bands would become solo projects, given the little help he would receive. During this period, Oliver noted that he would play numerous shows in front of nobody. Before we dive into Oliver's musical timeline, I want to make a disclaimer that much of Oliver's music has been archived over the years. He has multiple SoundCloud and archive accounts and released songs various times, so I apologize if some of my information is slightly incorrect. Though it was likely under a different alias, Oliver's first ever release was a punk rock album called I Don't Want This Anymore. Coming out all the way back in 2007, this release was part of one of Oliver's band projects from his high school years. He would release numerous other projects such as This Cardigan Doesn't Fit Me Anymore in 2009, continuing with the live acoustic sound. In 2013, Oliver would begin to transition from the punk rock scene to hip hop and rap. He would teach himself how to produce on FL Studio and would begin to post remixes and covers of rap songs to YouTube and SoundCloud, including a cover to Young Lean's Gatorade. Though he was fascinated by rap in his earlier years, it wasn't until 2014 when his at-the-time girlfriend would push him to pursue rap more seriously. Perp, one of Oliver's first rap releases, would garner positive attention from those around him. Most rappers during the mid-2010s underground scene leaned towards an aggressive sound with darker aesthetics. However, Oliver would take a much different approach, pairing bouncy trap productions with airy melodies and vocals. Encapsulating the cloudy and dreamy rap sound, Oliver was a pioneer in his genre, expanding on the likes of his inspirations from Sad Boys and similar artists. In 2015, Oliver would release his first official rap mixtape Gold Volume 1 on his Bandcamp. Tracks like Yin Really and the aforementioned Perp would headline what would be one of the pivotal moments in his career. Sparking a generational run of releases, many of Oliver's most popular songs were released during the following 3-year stretch. 23, Slow King Freestyle, Polo Socks, the list goes on and on. In 2016, Oliver would release his album Things Aren't That Simple, featuring songs like Surfin' and Bape Freestyle. During this time, he would be working as a hospital janitor, leaving no time except the early hours of the morning to record music. However, this struggle would not last for long. With his growing popularity, Oliver would quit his janitor position after realizing he could fully support himself through music. Apart from SoundCloud, Oliver was also one of the early successors with independent music videos. Stating he would make a music video every week, Oliver would release dozens of high-quality music videos during this time, including the iconic Gene Simmons video, where Oliver would get the opportunity to film with a Lamborghini. During the creation of Bape music, Oliver's apartment would be flooded, forcing him to temporarily move across the hall. Still, he would not back down from adversity, creating what Oliver claims as one of his most timeless projects. Aah Yeahh, the biggest song from the Bape music album, as well as his official debut album Chlorine, would add to his career-boosting releases. Chlorine would be his breakout project on a more mainstream level, with critics such as Anthony Fantano reviewing it on his show The Needle Drop. The run Oliver made from 2014 to 2018 is considered legendary by the underground community. With years of consistent releases, he would take the SoundCloud scene by storm. Yet, as the music landscape would begin to change toward the turn of the decade, this success would come at a cost, putting Oliver in a creative box. By 2020, Oliver had reached creative burnout, stating that the style of music he had been making became repetitive. In an interview with Patriot Press, Oliver would admit, "At the beginning of 2020, I was completely lost as an artist. I had no idea what I was going to do next. Banging my head against the wall, putting the same trap drums in the sequencer over and over, writing the same lyrics about the same things I had said thousands of times." It wouldn't be long before Oliver would find his way though, this time with a new creative sound. His 2020 track Violence is a complete 180 to his old music, encompassing his production skills with a vocal focus on harmonic singing. While this track wouldn't mark the end of rap for Oliver, it would give birth to a brand new artist, one that didn't have to stay in that creative box. One thing to note is that throughout the entire timeline leading up to this point, Oliver had stayed completely independent. On his independence, Oliver would open up on the reality of the music business. "Honestly, I just don't understand any of it. I'll talk to managers or label A&Rs, and then at the end of the conversation, I'll be like, holy fuck, what did those guys even just say to me? They don't ever talk about music or anything, and that's what I know, and that's what I understand." On top of that, most of his work was completely self-produced, and he stays away from features unless it's considered a meaningful collaboration. "I feel like you should be friends before you collaborate. I don't like it when the first thing someone says to me is, 'Hey, let's do a song.' I like it when someone says, 'Hey, what's up?'" The point I'm trying to make here is that Oliver's career grew organically. Authenticity and hard work seem to mean a lot to Ollie, and his music career has clearly reflected that. In 2021, Oliver would sign his first record deal with Hopeless Records. It was initially planned that Oliver's own record label Wild Halo, which was first announced in 2019, would be Oliver's unconventional way to solidify his own business as an artist. Wild Halo Records would be set to launch under the Hopeless Records umbrella. Certain records such as Toxic Paradise, which was co-produced by Underoath's Aaron Gillespie, would be released during this time. However, Oliver would leave Hopeless Records not long after, and has continued his musical independence since. Given Oliver's hardcore punk rock roots, it would only be a matter of time before he would form his next band. During the summer of 2023, Oliver would begin to tease an upcoming rock album. On the Threads app, he would post, "Been putting in 12-hour days for like 2 months on this Locked Shut album. I can't wait to share this thing." In December of that year, the group would release their first ever single, Me vs. a Brick Wall. The following few months would consist of multiple teasers and unreleased music performed at concerts, before Oliver's band Locked Shut would release their debut 8-track album, The New Chaos, in August of 2024. Locked Shut is based out of Oliver's hometown of Columbia, in which he is their lead vocalist. While his band is a separate project from Oliver Francis, they have created a unique twist to Oliver's live performances. In 2025, Oliver would go on his summer tour with Jordan Bell, hitting most major US cities. Oliver would perform old classics such as Aah Yeahh in a new live instrumental style. With Oliver focusing on his band, rap has since taken a back seat. However, Oliver has made it apparent that he is not finished rapping. Having one of the most organic and natural rises to prominence, the success and career of Oliver is an example of grit and hard work. It was never easy for him, as Oliver would spend years trying, failing, then trying again until finding what worked. Through periods of creative blockages, Oliver always managed to follow them up with his best, most innovative work yet. A punk rocker turned cloud rapper, the simple yet impactful story of Oliver Francis cemented his legacy in underground lore and showcases his artistic ability to succeed in multiple genres of music. Thank you all for watching today's video. If you enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like, and if you want more videos like this one, be sure to hit the subscribe button. If you have any suggestions for future videos, be sure to let me know, and I'll see you in the next video.